This conference will now be recorded.
Hey, so good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the webinar. And if you're not here with us live, if you're just not tuning in or you're watching this later, welcome as well. We're pleased to have this partnership with the Better Business Bureau, the Educational Foundation, again with Ms. Monde Donaldson, who is a great presenter and has come with us on several of these presentations. So thank you for this. Thank you for making the time again this morning. So today's topic is avoiding holiday scams. We all know, the time November, December, a lot of holiday scams, anything from fake gift cards to wiring money to someone to, it's all kinds from A to Z. So I'm personally looking forward to hearing about this. I know we all know a lot about these, we think, but I'm sure there's a lot of stories and a lot of crazy calls and emails that you guys have to deal with at the bureau with this kind of stuff. So looking forward to hearing about this. Just a quick bio in case you haven't met Ms. Donaldson yet. She is the VP of the Better Business Bureau Educational Foundation of Central and South Alabama. And in the position, she creates awareness for the Better Business Bureau by building relationships with business leaders, community partners, and the general public through educational programs such as this. So that's enough. But that's enough. You wouldn't hear from me. We're all here to hear from the BBB today. So Monde, if you want to take it away, I'll turn it over to you.
All right, Will, thank you so much. And thank you so much for having me. I think y'all have a great series here, and I was just complimenting him on the way they promote everything. So great to be back with y'all in Gadsden again today. Stay warm up there. I understand it is very cold. I'm in Mobile. I'm at the Mobile office with the Better Business Bureau. We have 2 offices. And our main office is in the Birmingham area. We have about 23 people up there and 2 down here in Mobile. So we're here to serve you. And today I'm here to share with you some of our new BBB research on holiday and online scams. And my assistant, lovely assistant Claire, who you can't see, is helping us today. All right, Claire. So as Will said, I'm Monde Donaldson. I'm with the Vice President of the BBB Educational Foundation. Our mission is to educate the public and let people know what that we can do to help you at any time, whether it's a small business or whether it's you personally. So please feel free to reach out to us and we will be there to help you. We do have operators on duty 5 days a week, 9 to 3, and we have hundreds and hundreds of calls every month. We probably have 50 to 60 calls a day among our 3 operators. I mean, each operator probably gets 50, 60 calls a day, and it's everything from Social Security scams to holiday scams to who do I call if I need some help in a particular area, whether it might be how do I find somebody from the state of Alabama who knows that licenses roofers or something like that. Okay, Claire. So I like to call this one the BBB Holiday Helper 2020 edition. So here we go. We're gonna see what we can do here today. And let's take a look at what to expect during the holidays. Obviously, y'all would know this, that the risk rises very high during the holidays because people are making many online purchases and scammers are offering popular products. I do want to, before we start delving in, I do want to talk about another scam that I don't have a slide for that has really just come to my attention this week, and I have talked about it a little bit down here in Mobile, but this just happened. I just got a call on Monday on this particular charity scam. So when you're giving to a charity, you need to make sure that they are legitimate, that you're giving to I would encourage you to give to somebody local that you know the charity. And if you're giving to somebody you've never heard of, check them out, check their website, check their address, check everywhere you can to make sure they are a legitimate charity. So this is what happened this week. I got a call from a church and they had received a check for the Catholic orphanage. It said Catholic orphanage, and they had a street address, and somebody there, and it was their street address of this church. So they went online, and there it was. It said Catholic orphanage. It was a picture across the street. It was their building. It was their address. There was no phone number. There was no website. There were 4 customer reviews of this orphanage that had all been put up 4 months ago. Now, the check was very small, so I was kind of surprised at that, but it was a check someone had sent in for toys for these orphans. Well, this does not exist at all. So I told the people what to do: call the Attorney General's office, call the DA's office in your area. So charity scams, like I said, I don't have a slide on them, but that is a very prevalent scam during the holidays. So let's jump in, Claire. So so much of our shopping is doing with online shopping tips. And so here they come. There again, there it is. Be aware of false advertising and phony websites. Shop with trustworthy sellers on secure sites only. And then keep your own computer clean and up to date. Okay. Price check before you buy. We found that the #1 way people get scammed on online scams is they go for the cheapest price. They find something, it looks good, and they just jump in. So nationally, that is the #1 thing. Price is how people get scammed. Okay. And then use your credit card. That way you can get your money back if these are not real companies. And you have a traceable way that you have made your purchase. I really discourage you from using gift cards to purchase things during this time. Use your credit card, there's a record, and the credit card companies are interested in helping you get your money back. These other entities, PayPal, Venmo, some of those electronic wallet type things, they are not going to follow up with you as much as your credit card company will. Okay, ready for the next one? Oh, and know and understand your return policies. There again, if you're shopping online, read the fine print. If you're buying in town, read the receipt. And watch out for phishing scams. So that would be a scam coming that looks like it's coming from a legitimate company, but it's somebody's fake name or fake company that you're getting an email from them. All right, we're ready to go to the next one. So here are some tips for shopping success. And I think you can use these locally and online as well. You know, sign up for email alerts. I really encourage people a lot to do that a lot during Shop Small Saturday. That way you can support the local businesses. And if you are a local business owner, I would encourage you to use that as a way to get to your customer base. Read the fine print, as I said a minute ago. That way you can look at the return policies, see if it was a doorbuster or something like that. Do your research. That's where, again, check the pricing everywhere. If it's a $1,000 item and somebody's selling it for $500, you're either not going to get the item at all or it's not what they're advertising it to be. And there again, know the return policy and warranty information. Is the warranty from the manufacturer of the piece of equipment? If there's a sign, send a warranty card in, or if there's some kind of information you need to get to the manufacturer, please follow up and do that. And as the BBB is made up of, the majority of our members are small businesses, and I would assume that at the chamber there in Gadsden, that would be the bulk of their membership as well as small business. So we always encourage people to support small businesses. And there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can get involved with them. We'll watch to see if they have emails, watch to see if, alerts, watch to see if they have special hours, and just get out there and support them. And hopefully they have curbside service and they're doing their social distancing, and you can shop and support the local economy right there in Etowah County. Sign up for their email alerts. There it is. Research the shops nearest you. We want to see our communities thrive. And so even with restaurants, I like to go to the local restaurants and support the local restaurants and the small businesses rather than go to the big box stores. Connect with these businesses on social media. Join their Facebook pages, join their Instagrams. See if they're on Twitter, and that way you will feel connected and they will feel connected with you. And then invite your friends and family to, when you see a good deal, or if you see some kind of special and they need 4 people, or you can buy something for a family of 4 or 6 or 8, then ask your friends and tell them about the great deals you see in Gadsden and the surrounding communities with the small businesses. They need your help right now. So many of these small businesses, December is going to be the make or break month for them this year. And there again, don't just shop small, eat small. My husband and I really, I can't tell you the last time I ate in a chain restaurant. We are just great followers of the small restaurants in the Mobile and Baldwin County area. And then there again, give good customer reviews to these small businesses and these restaurants. If it's takeout, if it's curbside, if there's some dish you like, just get on your own Facebook page or get on your neighborhood Facebook page and say, we just had the greatest meal at wherever it might be, so that you can spread the word about the good service you got or the good food you got. So let me tell you a little bit about Scam Tracker. Scam Tracker is a national program that helps us track scams across the United States and Canada, as you can see. You can go to Scam Tracker anytime. It's at bbb.org/scam tracker. And as you can see, 21.8% of people say it helped them to avoid losing money. So you can go there, you can look to see if there's anything going on in the Gadsden area in particular. You can type in puppy scams, Social Security scams, if you're looking for a particular scam. If you want to report a scam, we really encourage you to do that. I say the people that report scams are the biggest heroes, because they are helping their friends and neighbors not get taken advantage of as well. But this is a great tool, and so much of the information that I'm going to share with you today came from our Scam Tracker reporting. So how do scammers engage with their targets? Some of y'all are going to know some of this, but some of it you're not going to know. So I hope that I can enrich your knowledge. You will share it with your friends. You will share it with your work colleagues. And that way these scammers we can slow them down or even stop them in some cases. Okay. So active versus passive browsing. So, you know, you're actively shopping, or you just might be browsing on your computer. So many people today, they're in front of the screen all day, every day, or they've got a few minutes and they just start looking at stuff. So look how much people are now actively looking. The people that were actively looking lost more money. See, okay. So how are these people, where were these people losing money from? Where did the consumers report that lost money and didn't get it back? So it was Facebook, Google, direct mail or a website, Instagram, or email. And of course, Facebook, I know I see it on my accounts all the time. I'll see something pop up and it's just the cutest little top I've ever seen, or some Alabama Auburn gear, and it's a company you've never heard of. So be very, very careful when you are searching these platforms to go back and go to the website of the company. Just don't click over there. Go back to, like, if you saw something and you thought it was LL Bean, well, go back to the LL Bean website and make sure that what you're seeing really is from LL Bean or Madewell or J. Crew or whoever it might be. But make sure that what you see on social media is what you see on the legitimate company's website as well. So I think I may have mentioned this already, but the #1 sales price was the #1 reason victims purchased a product and lost money. So this is before the pandemic and after the pandemic. So pictures on a website are the #1 motivating factor for the purchase of pets and accessories, and it's the #2 motivating factor for motor vehicles. And I'm going to tell you a story that I just talked about on the news just last night down here in Mobile. A man in Daphne, Alabama, saw these beautiful pictures of these flowers all different Christmas arrangements, different prices, looked gorgeous, clicked on it, ordered a big arrangement for his wife, roses, candles. It was supposed to be big and green and beautiful, like a centerpiece. It was delivered. It was a beat up fake Christmas tree with plastic ornaments hanging on it. When he went to go follow back up with the company, all they would do was text him, and they refused to give him back their money, his money. He called the reporter. The reporter called the Better Business Bureau, and she saw that we had rated them with a D rating because we had been starting to get complaints against them. So what the gentleman did, though, and he had everything. He had a picture of what the page looked like, and he kept kind of searching around, and what he found was these were pictures stolen off a flowers.com site. So these people had just taken the pictures and put them on this fake site like they were delivering them. He did make the purchase through a credit card. He sent all the information back to his credit card company, and they did refund the money. So this company now has been on TV down here. Of course, when the reporter tried to contact the company, it said their voicemail was full. And so there was, no way to reach them, no way to order any more flowers. But I think with that gentleman coming forward, people know now not to do business with that particular florist. And I thought this man found it online. And he said, I was trying to shop locally. It said it had a Fairhope address, which didn't exist. We also had a business listing for Mobile. And so we are researching to see if the Mobile address is a fake one as well. But because that gentleman spoke up, people all over Mobile and Baldwin County now know to be wary of this particular business. So even though things might look great on a website, they could have just been pulled from someplace else. And you can do an image search. So if you saw a cute little bunch of puppies and you just thought, oh, I just got to have one of them, look at that image and then just type in Google search for this image search, and you can find out whether those pictures of those cute little puppies are all over the country or in 5 different places. And then you better go the other way and look for puppies someplace more locally. Okay, Claire. So the riskiest products are, there they are. It's pets and puppies and cars, and it's clothing and accessories. Ladies, there's so many ladies, they want a Kate Spade purse or something like Jimmy Choo shoes. I mean, those are some things that people like to have, or they might be some kind of hunting equipment for men that they just would love to have. I mean, as you can see at the bottom, skincare, health products are a very risky product. So the top payments method, there again, if you pay with PayPal or credit card, you're less likely to lose money. And like I said, we really recommend you to use your credit card most of the time. Don't use, be careful using prepaid credit cards or any of those things like, be careful using Venmo. I do use it myself a little bit, but it's more just to pay a friend for something. But if that's the only way that company has a setup to pay, then you might want to think about that before you make that purchase. Okay. Yes, so what happens too a lot of times is that 73% of scam victims, they pay, but they don't even receive the product, or they receive the product and it's not what they thought they ordered. I have a friend there again, somebody else who thought they had ordered a Swin bike. The deal looked great. The husband ordered his wife a Swin bike. It never came. Finally, he got a notice that it had been delivered. He went up to the postmaster. The postmaster said, the gentleman said, I never got this Swin bike. And he said, oh yes, it was delivered, to this street address. and it was a nursing home, and what actually turned out to be was a charm, like a charm bracelet charm for a Swin bike. So these people didn't get a product, and it was just a complete scam. And these were very college educated people. So shipment tracking, you know, more than half of those said that was fake, and that is something that is on the TV right now about Amazon and FedEx. You have to be careful. There's a lot of shipment tracking scams going on. You might get something on your phone saying there's a package on the way, and you think, well, did I order something? And it might tell you to click here or call this number. Don't do that. Go back to your own Amazon account. Go back to the website of the business that you might have ordered from, because they will tell you, you will really know and be able to track the package that way. Just be very careful about tracking packages, and to make sure that it got that you're legitimately looking at something you actually ordered. So another thing we don't really think about is time lost looking for these packages, talking to these people, browsing these websites. So 62% of it, they tried to contact the seller 2, 3, 4 times. So 62% contacted them 3 times or more, and 25% reached out to them 2 or 3 times. People don't want to believe they've been scammed. They don't want to believe that there are people like that are just going to take advantage of you and take their money. But that was very obvious in the case in Daphne with the florist. If you had seen the picture of this poor little Christmas tree, literally it looked like it came from the dollar store, that some child threw a couple of 3 plastic ornaments on it. It was just awful. But fortunately, this gentleman got his money back. But you know, he's had to spend a lot of time researching and calling the media and talking to the credit card companies, and then no telling how many times that he tried to contact that florist. So who falls prey to these online purchase scams? Let's see who's more likely to be scammed. So the age group is age 35 to 44, the most at risk of losing money to online purchase scams. And then you can see that from this graph, that the highest exposure to this type of scams are between 25 and 54. So, all right, then the median loss by age. So as you see, as we get older, the amount of dollars grows higher, very high. So for people 65 plus, it's 119 loss on average. And then for younger people, ages 18 to 24, it's $68. Okay, Claire, let's tell us some, okay, and then the gender. So let's look at this. 68.5% of online purchases are reported by women compared to 31.5% by men. And they were, women are most likely to lose money to online purchase scams at 80.9%, and men were at 73.9%. But men lose more money than women. And men seem to just be a little bit, they seem to want more inclined to take risk. So that's why the men's number is high. And it also happens a lot with investment scams. It's the college educated men over 65 who are losing the most money on investment scams. All right, go ahead to the next one. So COVID has had a tremendous impact on all these scams. And as you can imagine, as we've said the whole time, it's because most people are shopping online. But there's also been particular products during COVID, and I'll make a few other comments about COVID as we keep going here. So let's see what we have here, Claire. So the online shopping frequency, consumers increased their frequency of online shopping, and then a lot of people, they increased it from 29% before the pandemic to 37 cents before. And I believe that'll probably end up being higher. And as you all know, people are buying groceries, they're buying dog food, they're getting their prescriptions delivered. They're not running into their stores that they might frequently shop, because sometimes it's cheaper to have them delivered than it is to go pay the sales tax at the Target down the street. So they're shopping for anything and everything. And people, as I've said, they're working from home. They're sitting in front of their computers more. So they are just, you know, almost asking for trouble because they're just, it's being targeted all day with these social media ads to buy, buy, buy. Okay. So 83% lost money shopping online versus the pandemic, versus 77% of those lost money not because of the pandemic. So one of the reasons there's been so much fraud in online shopping is because starting in the spring, people were looking for masks, wipes, cleaning products, things like that, and those were not to be found. And people, I know Birmingham ordered thousands of masks. I believe it was the city of Birmingham. When they arrived, they were not the masks they had been, they thought they were ordering. And so the city of Birmingham was out substantial amount of money because they had actually been scammed on their mask order. I also want to talk, before I jump into this next part real quick. So the pandemic has also brought out an increase in the number of people being scammed for COVID-19 testing. And just now the FTC has released a report over the weekend warning people to be careful about being scammed from, you know, the vaccine itself. There's going to be a lot of vaccines available very, very soon coming to Alabama. I just heard this morning about how many are coming to the hospitals down here in South Alabama. So the vaccines are starting to roll out. So you have to be very careful if you're considering a vaccine, or if you get some information, you need to check with your healthcare provider. You need to check with the pharmacist. You need to not make any quick decisions, and you need to do your research on vaccines, particularly if you start getting emails, social media messages when it comes to vaccines. That is your future, that is your health, so make sure you're talking to a healthcare provider. So what are some protective factors and behaviors? So most people didn't even realize they were experiencing a scam until they didn't receive the product they purchased. As I said, my friend on the bicycle, they had no idea that they were being scammed, and they were college educated. They did very well in their businesses. They were a retired couple. They had no idea they had been scammed till they went to the post office. They were starting to suspect it, but they didn't have any idea. So some of the preventions, things that we can do, and I'm having a little hard time reading this one, I'm sorry to say. Hold on. So you need to be checking the background. You want to check the background of the businesses. Some preventions is like use your credit card, and let's see. I'm sorry, I can't read it. So, you know, just be careful in your purchases. Check everything you can about the company. Read the fine print. If it looks too good to be true, it is. Okay. So there you go. Top factors consumers should consider when they're shopping. So they need to be looking for all these things. They need to be looking for, I can't read it. Anyway, you should be, y'all can read it and you consider some of these things. Is it a reputable company? Has a company been in business for a long time? Do they have a legitimate address, phone number, website? A thing you can do is go back, and if it's a company that you're not familiar with, what I would suggest is you type in the name of the company, and then you type in the word scams, you type in the word review, you type in the word complaints, and see if anything else comes up on Google. Another thing you can do is if you type in the name of a company and nothing else comes up about it, then walk away from that as well. And then the third thing is if all you can find if there's no business address listed, if there's no cell phone, if there's no business line listed, if there's no address listed, and you can't find anything, then, you know, stay away from those companies as well. So do your research. I think I've gone over that and over that. If you don't do your research, 57% of those people who didn't do their research on their website, or look at the websites, 81% of those people lost money. It's the #1 thing people need to do. And here's some great prevention tips. You can see right there. Check the URL, look at the history of the company, research everything about it. Okay. Use secure and traceable transactions and payments and payment methods. I've touched on that already. Use a credit card or PayPal. Don't use wire transferred, prepaid money cards. Don't be meeting people in parking lots. If you see something on Facebook Marketplace and they want to sell you something with a prepaid credit card, or tell you to go to Walgreens and buy some cards, just don't go find another item. Don't believe everything you see. The scammers are excellent at mimicking real sites. As I said earlier, they're taking pictures, stealing images off legitimate websites and posting them like they are that business. And that florist is a great example of that. So don't believe everything you see. So how do you feel about purchasing products online? And then one person said only 35% they say they only want to do business with people they can trust. So there again, people you can trust are people in your own community. You know those people, you go to church with them, they live down the street, someone your neighbor highly recommends it. Stay with people. Stay with either local companies, or when you're purchasing online, you do some of those Google searches that I mentioned a minute ago. And then some people see those red flags and they still continue on to do it. So if you see anything that seems to be a red flag, then start doing your research right away before you start, or if you want to continue that purchase. So don't react quickly to great deals. If it looks too good to be true, it is too good to be true. Do your research. Beware of fake websites. I think I've gotten that message to you quite frankly this morning. And proceed with caution during the holidays. It's really such a shame because so many people have lost their jobs or been furloughed, and they don't have the money that they did in the past. And yet these scammers are out everywhere. They're all over Alabama. And they're right in your own backyard, and they're trying to get money from people. So, you know, proceed with caution. Your money is your treasure, and your treasure is your respect. So, you know, go slow. There's nothing worth doing something so quickly and then you've lost a couple of $100 and you don't get the product and you've lost your money. So go slow. So I'm here's some of our information for the Better Business Bureau. As I said, we are in Birmingham and in Mobile. There is my email address if you have any questions that you'd like to send to me later. There's our 800 number. It's 800-824-5274. That's the number that our operators are on all the time, every day. So if you see anything that doesn't look right to you, call us, or you can go on to Scam Tracker, which is bbb.org/scam tracker. I also encourage you to follow us on Facebook. We have lots of great tips almost daily. We have things for small businesses. We have things for individuals. And then we also have a Twitter account. And in the middle there is our website if you want to come visit our website directly and learn more about the Better Business Bureau. We have quite a number of members in the Gadsden area that are members of the Better Business Bureau. They have received our seal of approval. So they are accredited businesses. The Etowah County Chamber is one of those. And we have many, many more. So look for the little BBB seal that you see down in the right-hand corner. And that means that we have researched those businesses. That means that they have been in business for 6 months, that they have all the proper licenses they're supposed to have, that the people running those businesses, we have done background checks on those people. You can't open up a business in Gadsden and then have been in jail in Georgia 6-8 months ago running a similar business. We check out those, and we are very strict about who we let become members of the Better Business Bureau. I'll be happy to take any questions if anybody has any, or if anybody wants to share a story about a particular scam that might be going on in the Gadsden area that you could share with people so that they can be on the alert for it as well.
Hey, so thanks again, Monde. I know some folks are probably thinking about some scams. I don't know if you saw the chat I posted earlier about the tracking scam you talked about.
No, I did not. I'm sorry.
I wasn't sure if you saw that or not. So I was actually sent to everybody. It's funny you mentioned that because my mother called me. It's been some time, a week or two ago, and she said, "Hey, did you order something from, I won't say what online retailer? Did you order something?" I said, "No." I said, "If I did, I wouldn't have sent it to your house." But she said, "I got this text message, and then also got a phone call at the house from an automated phone call. And they said, 'Hey, we've received this order from blank, and this is a suspicious package. Call us right now at this number.'" And I said, "Well," I said, "Don't call the number." I said, "Because for one," I put in the chat there, I said, "Hey, you guys don't order anything online ever," because they're both over 60. They don't order anything online. They don't own smartphones. They don't have any kind of online accounts other than their utilities. And then I said, and B, you don't even have an account with that retailer. I said, so do not call them. So she asked me to look up the retailer's helpline. So I did. She called them, and they told her the same thing I told her. So she's like, "I just want to make sure." But it's that kind of stuff that, if you don't know or don't have someone that you can call, like a younger a child that you can call, or someone to kind of get their feedback, that can happen to you easily.
It can, and it does, and they probably do shop at Walmart, so you might get a text or email saying you've got a package coming from Walmart. So there probably are it was probably a business or something that she was familiar with. So it's Walmart, it's Target, but the one they're really that I'm aware of right now going on is Amazon and FedEx and UPS. Those big companies are being hit hard. And we're all getting those alerts on our phone. That's interesting. They got a phone call too, because that means they connected their phone number with their address. So that's a little scary to me.
Yeah, and it's crazy the lengths that people will go to scam someone else, and that's just like you mentioned several times in the presentation. Even more reason to do your due diligence, shop with folks locally. Shop with them online if they have online website. If they have online websites, to shop at their stores here locally, and shop with the folks that you know and trust. And if you can't find what you're looking for locally, you have to do your due diligence and don't make quick decisions. Because I've fallen scammed. I've fallen victim to a scam before. It's been several years ago that I ordered something and it never came. But
right.
Okay.
And I know some of these smaller businesses too, just say, you can always just call them and say, "Do you have this particular item? I don't feel comfortable going into your store. Could you just meet me at the," I know a lot of the small businesses down here are still doing a lot of curbside delivery. We all know that a lot of the food, the restaurants are doing a lot of curbside delivery and home delivery as well. So it's a shame that we have to be so alert and aware all the time, but I do think that the pandemic has brought on this rush of scammers that are just taking advantage of people that don't want to they can't go out, they don't want to go out, and so the more we're buying, the more we're getting taken advantage of. And so, like Will said, shop local, try and support your local folks. They need all your help right now. So I did concentrate a lot of my remarks online because that's what we're seeing so much of it. The florist story I told, because that there again, that man thought he was shopping locally and he was not. it was just a complete scam as well. So just keep your eyes open, stay safe, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Does anyone have any questions or input before we wrap up? I know we have Emily and then Ashley on the call. If you guys want to put something in the chat there, if you have anything to say or any personal story you want to share. So I don't see anything on there. No. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Emily, true. Emily says never buy anything off a Facebook ad. They're pretty much all scams. I'm not sure about you guys, but the Facebook ads that I get are not at all personalized to me. They are crazy ads sometimes, and those are some of the worst, I'm sure, to get scammed on. Ashley says, thank you, very helpful. Thank you for coming, Ashley. Thank you for the kind feedback. Well, with that, we'll wrap up. I'll go ahead and stop this recording here in a second, but I posted the link there in the chat. So all of our webinars have been recorded. It's on our website. I'll have it downloaded and posted later today. I also post to our social media too. Feel free to share that link with whoever you might think might find this helpful. And again, Monde, thank you for joining us again for this final webinar of the year on some holiday scams and how to avoid those. So thank you, and thank you everyone for attending. We'll go ahead and cut the recording off and finish the call.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.